Hey there, it's Stuart here, Head of Product Experience and Design at HiP. You may have seen in some of our other videos that we've been doing a whole load of work on the HiP service design. And so we've conducted user research, we've used that insight to craft the design of the HiP platform. And so what I want to show you today is some of that design work, some of the elements and the insight that feed into how the app and the user experience might work for HiP customers. So we're going to jump straight in, and one of the first things that we want to see is the status of both my properties that I might have with HiP and also investments that I might have made. And you can see that straight here on the dashboard. It's one of the key features. So I can see my house right here at the top and a couple of investment portfolios I've got. We're going to look at the house first. So this is my home. I get to see its current value. I get to see how that value has changed over time. And I get a summary of my ownership position, how much I own outright as an owner equity share. And I also get to see some goals, maybe some tasks that I've set myself that maximize my home ownership. We're going to jump into my ownership share here, and we get a better breakdown of the extra elements involved in my property. So I have this section of owner equity, which is great to see how much my particular share is worth. And then I have my loan, and I get to see the monthly payments I've been making. I can pay down some of that loan from here. And then I also get this extra section of investor equity. So this is that extra element that means I've sold shares in my property on the HiP exchange, and investors' portfolios own those shares. If we jump back out, we can see one of those portfolios because I have a couple of those. So the first one here is my HiP portfolio. This is an AI-powered portfolio that's investing in properties across the UK. I see straight away some performance data. In this case, we're projecting forward 5 years from now, and so we're seeing how that growth has happened over the last few years. I can action from here things like add more funds or maybe even close that particular portfolio and cash out. And I can also see how the virtual world comes in. I can actually drill down and see some of those general locations of the properties that my portfolio has invested in. I can see the equity and debt split for that portfolio and the rules accompanying the policy, the investment decisions that my portfolio is making. The last thing I want to show you is my wallet. It's one of the key elements for me as a HiP user. I can transfer in HiP tokens, which is the unique currency for transaction fees and other charges on the HiP platform. And I also get a fiat part of my wallet. So I can transfer in pound sterling in this case, and that money would also be where I end up with my cash from selling a stake in my property, and I can then reinvest that in maybe some of my other portfolios. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this demo. We're working towards an alpha release of the HiP service towards the end of 2018, and we'll soon be signing up prospective first users ready to onboard their properties during the fourth quarter. There are also more videos coming out with detailed walkthroughs for an investor or a first-time buyer. So do make sure you sign up on www.hip.property to keep in touch and get the latest on our developments. And don't forget that actually HiP token buyers get early access to product designs and also to the development work we're doing. Thanks very much for watching.